It started on a quiet afternoon in our house. The kittens, Milo and Luna, were chasing each other like always. They ran across the living room, jumped on the couch, slid across the hallway floor, and finally darted into the bedroom. Nothing unusual, until we heard a strange noise. It wasn't their usual playful thumping. It was a hollow sound, like something underneath the floor had moved. I walked into the room and saw both kittens staring under the bed completely still. Their tails were puffed up, ears pointed forward. They weren't playing anymore. They were focused on one spot. Then Milo bent down and started pawing at the carpet. Luna followed, scratching right beside him. I thought they were just being naughty. Until the carpet lifted a little. There was a gap I swear I had never seen before. At first, I froze. My brain tried to convince me it was just normal floor damage, but my heart knew something was off. The kittens didn't hesitate. They squeezed their tiny bodies through the opening and disappeared. I rushed forward and lifted the carpet more. Beneath the bed, hidden under layers of fabric and dust, was a small opening in the wooden floor. A tunnel dark, narrow, and impossible to see the end. I called out to them. No sound came back. The room felt colder, the air heavier. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and pointed it into the hole. The tunnel wasn't just a crack. It was carved smooth lines, dirt packed neatly, like something had been digging it for a long time. And then I heard it, a faint meow, but distant, echoing. My heart dropped. That wasn't a normal meow. It sounded scared. Without thinking, I pulled the opening wider and slid down feet first. The tunnel was tight, but tall enough to crouch. I started calling their names, my voice shaking. The sound bounced off the walls, traveling deeper into the darkness. Then I saw the first clue, a small scratch mark on the wall, fresh, tiny, the size of Milo's paw. They had gone deeper. I followed the marks down the tunnel until it opened into a small underground space. Dust fell from above as if the place had been disturbed recently. A strange wooden board lay broken in half. It looked too old to belong under a modern house. Then I spotted Luna. She was sitting near a pile of torn cloth, shaking slightly. When she saw me, she let out a quick cry and ran into my arms. But Milo wasn't there. I called his name and Luna kept looking toward another passage on the right. It was narrower, darker, colder. A breeze came from an icy one. I didn't want to go in. Everything inside me screamed to turn around. But Milo was somewhere in that darkness. Luna refused to leave me. She followed behind as I crawled into the second tunnel. Halfway through, my flashlight flickered. I tapped the phone, praying it wouldn't die. The walls around me were covered in long scratch marks, not kitten scratches. Bigger, deeper, something else had been here. I kept moving until the tunnel slope went downward. I could barely breathe. I called Milo's name again, and this time I heard him. A weak, frightened meow echoed from below. I crawled faster, sliding down the slope until my feet touched solid ground again. The tunnel opened into a hidden room larger, reinforced with wooden beams. In the middle was a metal crate lying on its side, old and rusty. Something had clawed at it from the inside, and beside it was Milo. He was unharmed, but shaking, staring at something in the shadows. I turned the light toward the corner. At first, I thought it was nothing, just darkness. But then I noticed two shiny reflections close to the floor. Eyes not human, not cat too big, too round. They blinked. I grabbed Milo and Luna and backed up slowly. Whatever was watching didn't move, but the air felt different, like it was waiting. I didn't want to find out what it was waiting for. Holding both kittens tight, I climbed back up the slope, heart pounding so hard I could hear it echo. The shadows behind us shifted as if something was following. I didn't look back. We crawled through the narrow passage, into the first room, then up into the main tunnel. The moment we reached the opening under the bed, I pushed the kittens up and climbed out with every bit of strength I had. As soon as we made it out, the floorboard beneath me cracked loudly. The tunnel was collapsing. I grabbed the bed frame and pulled myself onto solid ground. Dust shot into the room as the hole sealed itself under the broken boards. Silence. The kittens hid behind my legs, trembling. I hugged them, still shaking myself. Whatever was down there wasn't something we should ever meet again. I immediately called for a floor specialist. They inspected the area the next day, and here's the terrifying part. They found nothing. No tunnel, no cavity, not even a crack in the floor, just solid wood, as if the opening had never existed. But I know what I saw, and the kittens know too, because every night since then, Milo and Luna sit beside the bed and stare at the exact spot where the tunnel had been, like they're waiting, or listening, or remembering something no one else can see. And sometimes, late at night, when the house is silent, I still hear scratching beneath the floor.